Coming up on today's show, we take to the red carpet and chat to the stars of Everybody's Talking About Jamie. We take a closer look at the latest trailer for Edgar Wright's Last Night in Soho. And the many saints of Newark are closing in on us, so be afraid. Be very afraid. But first, earlier this week we hit the red carpet for the British movie that everybody's talking about. It's Everybody's Talking About Jamie. The phenomenal coming-of-age tale Everybody's Talking About Jamie is finally about to hit our screens, and we caught up with the person whose story has been told on stage and now on screen, Jamie New, or as they're known in the drag community, Fifi LaTrue.
So you have now had, let me get this right, a documentary, a show that's in the West End, and now a film. How does that feel, if you can even sum that up?
It's completely mind-blowing, like just from one little thing. And that documentary was 10 years ago, and I had no idea it would even become a West End musical. Even a Sheffield musical, never mind snowballing to be this scale and going around all around the world with Amazon. 220 countries or something like that. Like, I didn't know there was that many countries in the world.
And it's not just Jamie who struggled to take it all in. Even Beverly Knight was shocked.
I know.
Made about your life.
We were just talking about it. A film, a show, and a documentary.
And I was at the premiere of the theatre show. My voice is in this movie.
I know, I was going to say.
But what we all want to know is what would be Beverly Knight, MBE's drag name?
Oh Lord, let me think. I guess I'd be,
Something Bev. It's got to be.
do you know what? Say I've been lucky enough to get an MBE, so maybe I would be Mama MBE, but the MBE would be Most Baddest Entertainer.
Oh my lord, I think you've just nailed it.
Oh, you're an MBE, Bev. You should have said. Everybody's Talking About Jamie is the heartwarming and inspiring story of Jamie New, the shy boy who doesn't fit in at school, who, against all the odds, becomes a world-famous drag queen.
I want to be a drag queen.
Adapted from the hit West End musical of the same name, Everybody's Talking About Jamie, directed by Jonathan Butterall and starring Max Harwood and Richard E. Grant, comes to Amazon Prime this weekend. If ever a story deserves to be told on film, then it's Jamie's, so make sure you check it out when it lands on Prime later this week. Moving on though, and onto something completely different, here's the latest trailer for Last Night in Soho. Last week, Universal dropped the latest trailer for Edgar Wright's psychological horror, Last Night in Soho. Yes, you heard that right. Edgar Wright is doing a psychological thriller, and to be honest, we can't wait for it. The acclaimed director, most known for his work on the Cornetto trilogy and 2017's huge hit, Baby Driver, is taking a massive turn from his usual style and preparing to shock us all with his latest project. With an all-star cast including Anya Taylor-Joy, Matt Smith and Thomasin McKenzie, movie fans are extremely excited to see what Wright has in store for the film, and despite a number of pushbacks due to COVID, Last Night in Soho is set to be released at the end of October.
The guy that killed her is still out there. I have to stop him.
And finally, if you're a fan of The Sopranos, and let's face it, who isn't, then you are going to love what lies in store for this lot. The eagerly awaited Many Saints of Newark trailer finally dropped last week, and it looks set to be the ultimate origin story of any TV character we've ever seen. Taking place in the crime-torn and riot-ridden city of Newark in the 60s and 70s, The Many Saints of Newark tells the story of how Tony Soprano became the man that everybody knew and feared. The Many Saints of Newark, co-directed by The Sopranos creator David Chase and writer of the show Lawrence Connor, is released next week and looks set to give fans of The Sopranos the perfect origin story. A Tony Soprano origin story is the perfect way to end this week's episode. Thanks so much for watching, and if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss another video, and make sure you give this video a like as well. We'll see you next week for another episode of The Roundup. See ya!